Hey everyone, I'm Amaya Wilson, and today I'll be talking about the pros and cons in working with a group and also some steps that will lead you to work in a group setting successfully. The first positive aspect in working in a group is that you're working around people who don't have the same creative mindset as you. So you're probably going to get a whole bunch of different ideas and things that you may not have thought of beforehand. So my second positive aspect in working in a group is that the workload is going to be way less. So you're not doing as much work that you would be doing if you were doing it by yourself. Last but not least, I think working in a group setting can have a positive aspect when you're thinking about building connection and just making new friends, because most of the time I'm a kind of reserved person, so when I get in a group setting I get to meet a lot of new different people. So I think working in a group is very impactful when you're thinking of building connections. So my first pro is basically people may not agree with your ideas, and you may have thought your idea was so bomb, but now the people you're working with don't really want to do that, so now you kind of have to work around it or not do it at all. The second con of working in a group is that you may put more effort than your other group members are putting in, so you may get you may get a little more work than your other group members. Or maybe if say you're doing a presentation, your slide may look a little better and it may look like you put a little more effort into it rather than your other group members. And the third con is that sometimes I feel as though group projects take a little bit longer than doing it yourself. And I feel as though that is mainly because you're working with a group of people, and for most of my group projects we have to meet up or even do a FaceTime call. So even doing that can take a little while because we have to work around people's schedules and find a good time to meet for everyone. And also just, people may do things last minute, so then when you actually want to look over the slide, make sure everything's okay, there might be mistakes or not the best information on the slide if you're doing a presentation. So yeah, that's why it may take a little longer. The steps I personally take when working in a group, or some advice I would give to someone when working in a group, I would discuss where our primary communication is going to be. So whether it's a group meet, or iMessage, a group chat, and then after that I would start sharing a document. So if we're doing a presentation, share out the Google slide, if we're using a Google Docs, and just stuff like that. And then next I would create an outline of who's doing what, and then distribute the workload so everyone's doing the same amount of work, and just understanding what you're actually doing and what you're doing your research on, if it's something like that. Then just having efficient communication and making sure everyone understands what they're doing, so we don't do the project wrong and everyone having to redo all their slides. So just making sure the communication is efficient and everyone feels heard. This may come before sometimes or after, just discussing just making sure everyone agrees on what we're doing and everyone again understands, and just making sure everyone again feels comfortable about and confident about the project that we are doing. My last step would be having a deadline. I'm a huge procrastinator, so sometimes I will wait to the last minute to even do one slide. So I think setting a deadline for when the slides need to be done, so we can look over them and review them to make sure everything's okay. So yes, making a deadline for sure. And yeah, thank y'all.